Hi friends, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, my name is Patricia from Stitches by Pati and I am a crocheter, so you can expect lots of crochet content. This week we're actually doing a little challenge for me. It's going to be sort of like a market challenge, and so here's where the challenge part comes in. I have one full skein of the Premier Chenille Basics yarn in the color Kiwi, and I'm planning to make a bunch of little Grinch plushies for my market. So here's the caveat. I want to see how many Grinch plushies I can make from this singular skein. This has 112 yards or 150 grams. So I have this one, and I have another half skein of the same colored yarn. So one, I want to see how many Grinches I can make from this one skein, and the second part of this challenge is just to see how fast I can get them done. Okay, I love to push myself, clearly, I guess. And the pattern that I'm going to be using for this video, for this specific project, is the Wonder Buddies pattern from Knots by Jack. Here is what it looks like. As you can see, we have the little Grinch there. And I have made this for my markets last year and I think the year before as well. So they do sell very well. All of these patterns in the pattern pack sell well. They come out to about this big, which is, I don't know, maybe 4.5 inches. We'll measure it. They don't use too much yarn, and I'm curious how much we can get out of one skein, okay? I do these for $15 each, and last year I actually glued little acrylic snowflakes onto them, and they seem to do really well with that as well. But anyways, the premise of this video is we want to see how many Grinches we can make from this singular ball of yarn, and then let's just see how long it takes me to get through it. So I have 1.5 skeins, but I will let you guys know how many come out of just one, and after that we're just gonna move on to this skein and just make however many I can from whatever's left, because it is part of my market prep. So let's get started, let's get crocheting and see how many Grinches I can make. And if you guys are curious, I use a 5.5mm crochet hook for Premier Chenille Basics, or really for any blanket yarn of this weight. This is a weight 6 yarn, and my hook is from Deja Crochets. I will link her down below, and the stitch marker is a creation of my own. They're available in my shop. And now we can get started. Yay for a successful center pull. Update, I have one Grinch done. He took me just about 16 minutes, not stuffed, so if you want to add like 2 minutes for stuffing, 18 minutes total, and this one weighs 33 grams. So we said the ball of yarn was 150 grams, so we should get about 5 Grinches. Let's see how that works out. Maybe, I don't know, because 33 times 5 obviously is a little bit more than 150, but we'll see if we can get 5 Grinches from one skein of yarn, and then we'll see how much I can get out of this one. But so far we have one Grinch. Update time. Okay, we have 4 Grinches made so far, and I am towards the end of the skein. This is how much I have. I think I can squeeze one more. What do you guys think? Can I squeeze one more? We're gonna try. We're gonna try to finish one whole one. I don't know, we'll figure it out along the way, but hopefully this is enough for one more. It looks like it would be enough, but you never know. I usually don't work with blanket yarn either, so it's kind of hard for me to gauge how much this is, you know? So let's see, hopefully one more. I have some good news and I have some bad news. The bad news is that I was only able to finish this much of the 5th one. I think I have 3, maybe 4 more rounds. So out of this entire skein, we were able to make 4 Grinches. Now the skein of yarn is $4, and if I'm making these $15 each, $60 is what I have in product, minus 4 for the supplies, or specifically the yarn. That's $56 in profit. However, that does not take into account time, and it does not take into account stuffing, eyes, and the accessories that I will be putting on them. So let's just say we can get $60 worth of product for $4, and technically it is a little bit more. So I would say this is 3/4 of the way done, so whatever 3/4 of 15 is, plus the 60, that's how much we would be able to make from the skein of yarn gross. But since I do have this other skein of yarn, this is, I'm not really sure. Actually, let's weigh it. Let's weigh and see how much yarn is in this skein. Let me just take off the paper so we can get a more accurate measurement. I'm a nut like that. I love math and numbers, and this is fun for me. So let's weigh this and see how many grams of yarn this is. 67 grams. So if this only takes 1 gram of yarn for me to do, I can make 2 more Grinches because I said it takes about 33 grams to make 1 Grinch. So we'll see how that pans out, but I have this much yarn left, so let's see if we can get 2 more done plus the end of this one. But I want to say I did not think I was gonna get through these Grinches so fast. I was really thinking this would take me a couple days. So the thing is, I wanted to make 20 of these Grinches. Now that I know that that requires 5 skeins of yarn, or maybe a little less, let's say 4 skeins of yarn, I definitely wish I got more yarn because I just got one, and then I got this one because I also used this skein for my monkey when I was making that a while ago. So anyways, what I think I'm going to do is actually make a few Grinches in Parfait Chunky in the color Key Lime if I have it. That is the big if. I'm honestly not sure if I have it, so if I do, I'll make that. If I don't, well, then I guess we're just stuck with the 6 or 7 Grinches, with the 7 or 8 Grinches that we'll be able to make from this yarn. However, not bad. Like I said, this yarn is $4, and since you can make practically almost 5, that's not bad at all in terms of profit and whatnot. So I don't know if that's interesting to you guys. I was kind of wanting to find out. But yeah, for about 18 minutes per plushie, if you include adding safety eyes and stuffing, it's not bad at all. So yeah, I'm pretty pleased with my little experiment slash challenge over here. But I'm actually going to finish this Grinch, start one more, and that'll be it for the night. And we'll check back tomorrow. I'll also give you guys an update if I have any key lime green color, because key lime is basically this kind of green color just in Parfait Chunky. And if not, maybe we'll use pistachio because I do want to have at least 10. I know I said 20 and I would still love to have 20, but we'll see. And let me tell you guys how big these are. I have my handy dandy tape measure over here. Oh, they are actually 5.5 inches tall. I didn't know that. I thought they would be smaller. Maybe I was thinking of the Parfait Chunky one. So 5.5 inches on the Premier Chanel Basics ones, and I'll get back to you guys with an update in a little bit. Today is a new day, and look what happened, you guys. This is what I was able to get done from that the last bit of that skein of yarn that I had. So I still have only 6 completed Grinches, and I'm hoping that maybe with the ends that I tie off from these after they're finished, I have a little bit more so I can finish this one. But for right now, this Grinch is being tabled, and I do have some key lime that I found, and also I have this sour apple color from Parfait Chunky. Both of these are Parfait Chunky. So I'm going to start with this one, and since I have 6, I technically have 14 left to make. So I'm gonna start and try to make 7 of these and then 7 of these. Actually, you know what? I'll start in sour apple only because these 2 colors are pretty similar. So I want to make sure I have a bunch of the darker green. So we'll start with sour apple, and then if I get bored of using this color, I'll switch to this one. But at least that way I'll have more of the dark green done already. This is just how my brain works. I know it's a little weird, but I do want 2 colors of Grinches. So by using this one first, I'm guaranteeing that I will have at least some of these, and it'll equal out to what I have in the bright green. And then I can make more in the key lime color to meet my quota of 20, my goal of 20 that I wanted for my next few markets. Hello friends, so I have kind of a big update. Look at all this. Okay, so out of 1 skein of Parfait Chunky, we already established that out of 1 skein of the Premier Basics, I was able to get done almost 7. So we have 6 complete Grinches from the blanket yarn. And then I had a full skein of sour apple, and I was able to make 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, 7. And we're going to measure these. But before I do that, I also showed you guys I was going to use the remaining key lime that I had. So I have 1, 2, 3. Do I only have 3? Hold on, I thought I had 4. Okay, well, I started a 4th one, and this is how much I have left. So I think I can make maybe 2 from that, maybe just the 1. So I have 3 here, then 7, so that's 10 plus the 6 is 16. So this is what it looks like if you were to use a full skein of Parfait Chunky. You would get 7 from it. And if you were to use a full skein of, oh no, I lied. We got less from the basics chenille because I did use a spare that I had. So anyways, whatever I said before is how much I got out of one skein. I have 4 more to make, and honestly, if I run out, well, I am gonna run out. When I run out of the key lime, I'll just take another green from my collection to fill up my quota of 20. Here is what I have left of the sour apple yarn. I was able to get halfway through the head, and then this is what I was able to get done from the Premier Chenille Basics. I definitely, maybe if I was a little bit more conservative with my yarn, I would have been able to finish this, but unfortunately that did not happen. And let me show you guys the size difference between them. We'll do the darker one so you guys can really see the difference. This is what it looks like. That's like a whole 1.5 inches at least that the Premier Chenille Basics is bigger. And yeah, we'll see how much excess I have from the key lime skein, but I'm just gonna finish this one, and I don't necessarily think we'll have enough for another one. So I guess we'll just have to find out. Anyways, that is the update. And I am so dreading stuffing everything and putting all the eyes in and all that stuff. All right, so out of that skein that I had left of the key lime, this is all that I have. And obviously this isn't gonna be enough for another Grinch. So out of that smaller skein, I was able to get 4 done, which means I need 2 more, I believe, or 3 more. Hold on. 6, 10, 17. I need 3 more. So I'm gonna go really quick and find another green color that I can use. I think pistachio would look so good on these Grinches, but I don't want to use it because it's out of stock right now and I don't know when I'm gonna get more. So maybe I can use Goblin. I'm gonna see what I have and then I'll update you guys in just a sec. But so far so good. I love all the different colors that we have. I think it's adorable. So let's see what yarn I have. Okay, so my choice of color, or my choice of green, is going to be Kelly Green from Parfait Chunky. And we have to make 3 of them, and this is the comparison to the other 2 colors that I have. I think it's really cute. And then I do have some sort of even darker green that I'm going to use for embroidery on all the Grinches for their nose. So let's start with Kelly Green. Hey friends, do you see my update here in the back? We finished all 20 of the Grinches. Well, I finished crocheting them. They still need eyes and stuffing and all that good stuff. A little bit of nose embroidery, but here they are. And I feel like we should do a roundup of all the ones I have, and I'll also give you guys the measurements, basically the difference between the Parfait Chunky and Premier Chenille Basics. So oh my gosh, I can't speak today. Premier Chenille Basics is about 5.5 inches, where Parfait Chunky is about 4.5 inches. So that is a whole inch difference between the 2 types of yarns. For Premier Basics, I use a 5.5mm crochet hook, and then for Parfait Chunky, I use 4.5. So I have 6 of the blanket yarns. Then I have 7 of the goblin colored ones, and I used an entire skein of Parfait Chunky for this. Then I have 4 in the key lime color, and then I just had like a spare skein of, so I just used that. And then I made some extra ones. This is the color Kelly Green from Parfait Chunky, and I just made some extras because I needed to meet my quota of 20 that I wanted to market prep for this season. So now all that's left to do is the details, well, stuffing, and then eyes and nose embroidery. So that is what we have left. I'm actually going to work on that now, and then we'll be done with these. I was going to add some cute little snowflakes to them, but I'm not sure where I put those charms, so I may not do that. But we will finish these, and should I add little white eye embroidery or like angry brows? I don't know. I'm not sure. I kind of want to keep them cutesy and not so mean Grinch looking. So let me stuff these and I'll get back to you guys on how they look. It's update time. Look at all of my Grinches. They have all their eyes in. I just have to add the mouths to every one of them, and I'm gonna try out eyebrows and see how they would look on them. I think maybe I'll do half of them sad and half of them mad. But how cute are they? They look like little aliens right now. Okay friends, so I'm embroidering the noses on these Grinches, and I was like, what can I do to these Grinches to make them a little more festive? Last year I added little snowflakes to them, but this year, ta-da, we're adding twine bows. I actually got this twine for Christmas gifts from Marshall's. If you guys are wondering, it was $7, which is pretty good. A lot of twine. Let's see how many yards is in here. 175 yards. So anyways, that's what I'm going to use to add a little detail to all of my little Grinches, and I think they're so cute. So that's what I'm going to do. I only embroidered one nose so far, but I'm going to embroider the rest This is the color Goblin. I'm using whatever I had left over from the last Grinch. And for these guys, since they're the darkest, the Kelly color, I think I'm also going to try and use this. I think it'll pop enough, and if I don't like it, I am going to use key lime for the little nose, and I think they're going to be so cute and so tiny. Hello friends, I think we are officially done market prepping all these Grinches. Look at how cute they are. So for the light green and the darkest green, I did sad eyebrows, and then for the really green ones, I did some angry brows, and there's actually one that doesn't have any brows at all. It's just gonna be a little social experiment to see who picks that one, but this is all of them, and now they are all finished. I think they're so adorable. I took so many cute pictures. I hope you guys love them so much, and let's pack them away. See you guys next week for some more market prep. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Turn on your bell notifications if you'd like to be notified anytime I post, and I will see you then. Ciao for now.